Hello and welcome back to Hof Bergmann. Right, so in this episode I'm going to be doing some serious harvesting. All them 3 fields that I planted previously are now ready. We're going to have a serious amount of wheat from it, because them 3 fields should give us a good yield. And I've also got, I think, around 100 and something thousand, I think, already in the silo. So let's just quickly check that. Yeah, so I've got 108,000 litres of wheat already. So I'm hoping that might be doubled by the end. What I'm going to be doing is drying it all out and selling it as the dried grain, which should again boost the income. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the shop and I'm going to treat myself to a brand new harvester. I decided I'm going to get a bigger one that's going to make things a lot quicker and more efficient. So I am thinking about the class that come with the class DLC expansion from the Platinum Edition. I am thinking that might be a good idea. So we're going to go take this down to the shop, repair it and then sell it with the header. Hopefully get a bigger header and a better harvester in general. I have got the corn header still at the yard, so we'll have to sell that at some point, but we'll just sell these 2 items first. I might even sell the actual trailer that the header's on. Depends if we can get a header that's got wheels. Do prefer them, so much easier. And then what I'm going to be doing just before we get to harvesting is a few little things. We're going to go and check out the BJ because it is progressing now quite a bit. I think I'm up to 80,000 litres or whatever it is, the unit. We're just going to call it litres just to make things a little bit more simplified. And we're going to lease out the tanker and the truck as well, and we're going to go and get that sorted out as well so we can go and sell it. And then also we need to make some gas tanks from it, the little gas canisters. I'm hoping I'm alright there. Let's just quickly do this. Yeah, so we'll repair that and then we're going to sell it. That's 151,000, which is pretty good. And then we're going to repair that. We're also going to sell that. And we're now up to 500,000. So we'll keep this just in case, but I might also sell this. So what I'm going to do is the gas canisters that you can buy. Let me just quickly show you. Might be under consumer goods. There we go, the gas cylinders. These you can buy for £40, but what I'm going to actually do is just make a couple, maybe 5, and then we'll definitely need them for when we're drying out the grain, but then the rest I'm going to sell. And it is still processing a lot of that sulfur. There was so much of it, but I am getting through it slowly. Anyway, let's sort this harvester out first before we do anything. Now I think I actually might look at headers first just to get an idea of what the options are. We want to look at the class DLC ones. So we've got one there that's made for the 580, 7.7 meters. We can probably get a bit better than that. This is the Lexion. This is the one I was looking at. This is 12.3 meters, but it doesn't come with wheels. But that is a good option. There might be another one, but don't think so. So what we're going to have to do is probably buy this massive piece of kit, but we will need a header trailer, unfortunately. I believe so. Anyway, it looks that way. So let's just get it anyway. We'll get this purchased. And then let's get the Lexion as well, so we'll be stuck without the harvester for it. I think the Deutz-Fahr harvester that I had was pretty good, but this is definitely an upgrade. It really is. Because look at that, it's a beast. Can't afford the X9s, and I don't think you'd see the X9s, but you definitely would see one of these. Look at that. Really is impressive piece of kit. And I have to say, this is one of the most high detailed inclusions into the class expansion. Really is. So we can have wide tyres standard. I think standard will be fine. Want a bit of GPS just in case you do need to use that. But it's 500,000. Wow, that is insane. We can get it for 400 million. Now I do know I'm going to get quite a bit of money from the grain, so I don't mind buying it second hand and repairing it. I think that should be fine. I would have liked to get it brand new, but it's just too much money. But you know what? I'm going to treat myself. Let's get it. And there might even be... If we just quickly... Let me just pick this up. It'll be so much easier. Get some super strength on the go. Take this over here. That should be fine. And then we can sell that for 26,000, which is actually pretty good. We're up to 88. And now all I need is the actual headers. Now I do believe they did include a header trailer from the class DLC. Yes, so they did. So I'm guessing it'd be the more expensive one. One of these two. I'm going to go with this one. Yep, that looks more like it. So we'll get that. And then we've got pretty much everything. So we just need to go and repair, obviously, the Lexion, because it's not the best to get it second hand. Especially when you look at the maintenance, it's that low. And we'll go and fuel it up. We've got plenty of fuel. Don't think I'll ever need to buy fuel again. But this is a beast of a machine, it really is. And it's got tracks on the front as well. I'm hoping I'll get through these 3 fields quite quick. Now that is lined up perfectly for me, which helps as well. So let's get this on here. Take it back, give it a bit of fuel, and she'll be ready to go. Now I'd love to be able to strap these down, but you can't, and I'm sure that that is probably about where you'd place it. But it's always a bit unstable. And I've always thought, am I doing something wrong? But I don't think I am. I just kind of expect it to be able to maybe strap down, but it doesn't look to be that simple. Anyway, let's try and drive this. This header is massive. It really is. So let's lock it round there. Somehow we'll get this back without knocking it off, I'm sure of it. It does help that it's a dolly, but doesn't help if I wanted to reverse it whilst parking it away. It's pretty quick at 26 miles an hour as well. Much quicker than that ducks for. In fact, I didn't check the speed it was going, but it does feel much faster getting back to the farm than it took me to get out to the shop. Right, so what I'll do now is I'll get back, I'll fuel this up, get it all set up in one of the fields. But before we start, I'll jump over to the BGA and we'll get that sorted out. Right, so here we go. I'm at the BGA. I've got the harvester all set up and cleaned off and fueled up, so that's ready to go. I'm processing through this. I think it's like the 4th load of 50,000 litres I've put in. And if we have a quick look in here, you'll be able to see. You can see that I'm at 82,000 litres of biogas, even though it's not litres, and quite a bit of digestate as well. So plenty of digestate if we do want to do some slurry spreading. But it will take some time to get through that, so we'll leave it processing. But what I'll do is I'll bring it up here and we'll get some of the gas out, because we're going to just empty the whole of it instead of feeding it into the actual gas supply. I think it says feed into gas network, but we're not going to do that. We're actually going to fill up into the piece of kit that I want to try and lease out now. So let's quickly go and do that. Right, so I finally got this sorted and I've leased it out. So I've leased out this Iveco truck and that for around about just over 5,000, which isn't a problem because I do want to show you how to do it. Now, I had an issue finding this. So I have used this before. I did show it in an update video that I did on the map when I think 1.08 came out with the carves and all that kind of stuff. And I did show it then, so I knew it existed, but for some reason it wasn't in my game. And I found it anyway. It's because I basically put in a tank pack that you can get as a single mod, and I actually replaced the one that was included with this map. So make sure you don't do what I've done. So I've sorted it out now anyway. So this is the tank that you need. It's just pretty much made for the gas. So let me just quickly get this sorted out. Bring up the F1 menu, and we're going to take as much as we can possibly fit. I think it's about 48,000, so let me just line up a little bit better for this. I've got to try and get out as well without moving the conveyor belts. Now I think I'm just going to go back up to this, and it's going to give me the option to refill, which it is. So this dial here now should be flying down, which it isn't, but it is filling up from there. Maybe that's static and changes, because I've noticed that that wasn't as up to date as it should. But if we go in here, nope, still not going down. It's strange because they don't actually go up or down, and then all of a sudden it'll just jump up. But at least we're processing through this and filling this up. So we'll fill it up. I'll take a few, probably 1,000, not too much, a couple of thousand. The best way to find that out is to go to the consumer goods and see how much it holds. So it only holds 50 litres. So that, I don't really need much then, thinking about it. In fact, it might actually be a good idea to send down, if I remember where I've parked it. I think hopefully it's just around the corner. My van, there it is. I'm actually going to send this down because we'll need to bring the gas canisters back. There we go. So let me just see what it's labelled as so I don't get the wrong place. Gas trader. Gas trader, that's what we're looking for. We'll get through this. This is taking a lot longer than I anticipated, I'll be honest. So we don't want that. Dealers. It's not going to be in dealers then. Production. There we go. That's where we want to go. So we'll send that there, and then we'll get back to this that's now full. Do need a bit of fuel, but I'm hoping not to fuel it up because I've leased it out. But let's get this sorted out. I can fit through there, thankfully. Now you can buy, obviously, this that I've been showing you now for the gas, but you can also buy a bigger one for digestate. And if you want to make it a proper money earner, and I suggest doing both, to be honest. Now this truck is pretty loud, so I'll make sure I reduce the volume in the video because it does blow your ears off. Now luckily that shortcut makes things a lot better. It's only just here now. Let's just go in cab view for this. Probably hit that sign, but it doesn't matter. Unless I've knocked it over. I think I might have. Oh well. Now we need to probably back up to this and just drop a couple of thousand in. Because we're not going to need too much. It doesn't really consume it very quickly. So I want to try and maximise my profit by just taking what I think we'll need. There we go. And then we'll just probably drop to about 45,000. There we go, that should be fine. And he's just come perfect timing. So let's try and move out his way. There you go, mate, you got plenty of room now. And we'll probably ooh, wrong one. Triggers. Never easy. There we go. And what I'll do is open the side. Park it probably up here. And then we can just throw these in after. And he's processing through that, so we'll just leave him be. We'll come back. Because he's got plenty of time to do it, because we still need to obviously harvest the actual crop anyway and get it into the dryer, and we've got pretty much like maybe 1.5 gas canisters left, but at least we'll have plenty now. And then we'll go and sell this. Now I'll probably go back as well because we've got another probably full load, close to a full load anyway. I may as well sell it all now that we've leased this out, so it doesn't go to waste and we don't have to lease it out again until we're probably around the same. If I had the money, I'd just buy it, but I've just spent $500,000 near enough on a harvester, so a little bit short on cash compared to what I was. So let's get this sold, and hopefully that'll improve our cash flow anyway. Now I'm sure the sell point is just round the back. Somewhere about here, I'm guessing. So I'm hoping we'll see something pop up in a second. Or I've got it wrong. Let's try that again. Definitely think it's behind the back of the petrol station. I'm sure of it. There you go. It's just to the right of where I was originally. There we go. So let's see what this does. It's hopefully going to be some good money. It is the best place to take it. If you look into the menu quickly, I think I did show you before, but I'll quickly just confirm it with you. Hopefully we'll get to see the final income, so we should probably be as quick as possible here. So yeah, you can see that gas station is the highest at 834. It looks like it's probably going to take a bit of time anyway, but we are going up in money. So I'll let this do its thing, and then I'll cut back in when I'm driving back up to the biogas plant. Right, so there we go. I got £37,500 for that, which is pretty good. Or traditionally, we should be getting euros because of where we are, but I was on Bessie Beneath before this, so I've stuck with pounds. I do tend to forget to change them over, but I'm going to just keep it like that. We all know what it is. It's all the same thing, really. So let's get back to the biogas plant. I'm going to go this way. Probably could have gone another way. But I'm going to go this way now. And then what I'll also do is fill it back up, send it to sell just for the extra cash, and then I think we'll crack on with the harvest because there's not much else I can do in this episode. I did want to make cheese and some butter, but I am going to make that sole episode next time round. I think with the actual fields being ready to harvest this time, I thought it'd be a good idea to do a bit of the biogas plant and then get this harvest on the go and start drying some corn so we can make some serious cash. And now I did also want to sell some of the pigs at the abattoir, just remembered. And I might actually do that. I mean, my Hof Bergmann episodes do usually tend to be obviously longer than anything else just because there's so much going on. So maybe I can do that first and then get on with the harvest. I'm probably going to be doing a bit of a time lapse in that as well, and then maybe a jump cut because 3 fields is going to take me some time. I'll do 1 field or maybe 2 in the time lapse, and then I'll jump cut to the end. I think that's going to be the best way to go forward because I do want to sell this and then yeah, go and sell the pigs because we're filling up. I think we've got 1 more space left in the pig pen. And I haven't given them any extra pig food, knowing that I'd have less pigs by the end of this episode, but then I've forgotten all about it. So let's get this sorted. And I have to say, playing with a steering wheel when you're driving this is so much easier. Some things are really difficult to actually... Yeah, some things are really difficult to control with the steering wheel, especially things that are quite sensitive when you're reversing. Things like this that are quite big and hefty, yeah, it makes things easier. It really does. Right, so let's get this done. That's the last 35,894 litres or meters cubed, I think it is officially. And that's everything. So I will return this because it'll take me quite a while to process through another probably 4 loads or something before I want to start leasing this out again. So there's no point it sitting around charging me money. I'll just return it. And it can only hold the gas in here anyway. I do like it, it's a nice addition, but yeah, I kind of wish it it may be possible to hold something else as well to justify buying it. It seems like it'd be a lot of money just for that one thing. With the way the biogas works, it does take some time to process through the silage or sulfur or whatever it is you're putting into it. There we go. Right, so let's just get this sold and I'll sort out the pig. It shouldn't take too long. Right, so there we go. It's another 30,000 and we're now up to £131,000, which is much better than where we were at. So let me just quickly return this back. There we go. And we'll return that back. I actually think I can return that back, but I obviously can't return these. Yeah, but they aren't charging me that much, to be honest. It's not a problem. Right, so let's get over to... trying to think what tractor to use. Probably a good idea to steal the FS19 series while we do this. We'll go and get the animal trailer, but then we will need, obviously, to use this with the carton of the grain. I also need to figure out the way I'm going to do that, because I have got 100,000 sitting in the cellar. Now I'm trying to remember where I've actually put the animal trailer. I usually park it up there, so I've placed this somewhere. And I haven't got a clue where. Right, so I'll quickly just go on a hunt and find this. And then I'll cut back in. And we will definitely sell these pigs. Right, so I found it. I've now hooked it up to the fence because it was all the way up here at the young bull's yard and the breeding bull yard. So I'm going to try and haul it with the fence. Just makes me need to do less trips. And then I think wherever we leave it shouldn't be too bad then. And it is this neck of the woods, so we could bring it back just in case to this farm. Save doing too many trips. I mean, the horsepower on this isn't too bad anyway, so not too much of an issue. Alright, so here we are. Not too much of a distance, that isn't. This map is quite contained. There's not much travelling required. There's just so much going on in each area. So let me just figure out which way to turn. There we go. And we'll fill it up to the max again. They do reproduce quite quick, so we don't need to worry about that. They're all pretty much the same with us playing without seasons. It doesn't matter which ones we sell. There we go. Confirm. Job done. We'll put the cover on them. And then we'll head to the abattoir. So where we're going to go this time is completely different to where I took to the meat packs. We're not going to go to the butchers. We are, in fact, heading all the way up here to this place, which is the slaughterhouse or the abattoir, depending on what you want to call it. So a little bit of a drive, but not too much. And hopefully it should be good money. We don't have to worry about obviously hauling meat packs. We just sell them and then it's up to the abattoir after that what they do with the meat. I think now that I've done 250 litres per meat pack, it does make things much better. It really does. Instead of 10 litres. And someone actually did mention in the comments that they thought 250 litres was a bit too much because the weight of something that would be 250 litres of meat would actually be really heavy in that box. But I agree with that, but if you put it in proportion to the amount of meat you'd get originally from the pig, if that was true, that pig would weigh something like Jabba the Hutt, in my opinion, because to get that many 10 litre meat boxes, if you're saying are the right weight, it means that that pig was massive. So I feel like now it's more in proportion, even if the weights and the litres and stuff like that are out. And it makes your life a lot easier. So at some point we're going to be buying this thing as well on the left, which is the vegetables. I'm also going to be doing the breeding farm for the pigs. So the breeding pigs, we're going to have a go at that as well. And we're going to try definitely everything before we move on from this map, and hopefully that'll be before FS22. Even though I will be still playing this for a bit, until there's a few mods out. Right, so let's back up to here. So I believe you just reverse up to the ramp, and you'll have the trigger to obviously unload, and we'll get paid as soon as the pigs are processed, I imagine. There we go. So it's asking me, do you really want to unload 12 animals from the vehicle, 12 pigs? Let me just say yes. So I don't know how long it takes. I do know it takes a little bit of time. It might be really short, but it does take a bit of time, and they'll start processing. So we'll wait for the income to come in. It'll probably happen when we're harvesting, but at least we've done, and we've sold some pigs for meat. So what I'll do now is I'll cut back in when I'm all set with the harvester, and we'll get cracking with that. Right, so here we go. Harvest time with this brand new harvester. Now this, I imagine, shouldn't take too long. Now I do want to try and change that, because I do want to... In fact, we won't do the straw. I usually do straw, but I'll be honest, I don't really need to. I've got so much straw. It's coming out my ears. So we'll be fine with this. Now I do like this harvester. Look at the animation in the middle, where it's like storing the grain. It's got a screw feed coming up through both compartments there. I do think that's pretty neat. And it is definitely some good detail. And I think it suits this map, having a bit of a fancy class. With the amount of work that we've done so far, we've definitely upgraded. And the animation at the back as well, I'm sure that's different. I haven't really used this equipment much from the class DLC. I just always tend to have my favourite mods and go through them, and always obviously try different mods out. But I've never really gone for this kind of class. I've never really had the $500,000 spare, I don't think, in my playthroughs to afford getting one of these, but luckily we're making quite a lot of money on this map so far. And that's one thing it does offer. It's not a challenge. Not a challenge on this map. It's I do find if you put the actual work in, do all the different things on offer, you will make some serious cash. And there's some things that just make really good cash, like you could just do sunflowers, turn it into sunflower oil and make fuel, and you'd probably make a fortune. You really would. Right, so the video has been going on for quite a bit. Obviously I was faffing about as well, doing quite a lot of random things. So what I'll do now is I'll put a time lapse in of me doing this field, and then I'll cut back in when I'm onto the second field. And I'll let you know exactly how much yield we got from this first field.
Smile.
Right, so I finished field 5 and I've just set a course play going in field 2. Now, he is missing a little bit there, I'm not entirely sure why. So I probably should quickly just check that out. I wonder why the harvester would be doing that. Oh no, it's straw. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We're going to have to empty that soon, but we just need to quickly do this before we do empty it, because we're kind of tied up with this. So I have brought back the farm's van, and it's sitting there with probably about 15 gas canisters. I can't remember exactly, but it's quite a few. With there being 50 litres in each one, you can imagine there's going to be a few of them. So we've definitely got enough for this, but let's start drying some of this grain. What I'm probably going to do is dry the grain from the field first, and then when that's done, we will move over to drying what's in the salad. But I'm probably going to do that in between the episodes because it is a big job, it really is. So I think I need to just turn this on first. There we go. So if I just start dropping this, it should hopefully just scoop it all up. That's the aim anyway, or else there's going to be a massive pile here wanting to be loaded in. So fingers crossed it's going to take all that. It'd be much better if that was like a bigger hopper at the end, I don't know. So what's this doing now? So this is turn on grain dryer. So I think I need to change it to shovel filling maybe. There you go. So that's now loading in. And grain will start picking up, and we can turn the dryer on. And it'll start processing through it. If we do need to change the biogas, we've got a tank in there, but I've also got quite a few sitting in here as well. So we've definitely got plenty. As you can tell, we've got plenty of grain as well. And look, I do like this as well, how it fills up on the side, the grain. And then on the right hand side will be the dry grain. So you can get a visual check at it as well. So let that just keep going, and we'll go in and load the harvester. And we'll crack on with this because there is quite a bit to do. Turning on that tractor is a little bit difficult. The good thing about that auger though, it does have quite a wide pickup off the floor, so I'm hoping it will pick that up. It is waiting for us. If I do have to pit this straw up, I might just put it into the compost pit, because compost is really good money. For what it is anyway, definitely. It's another good way to make income on this map. Right, so what I'll do now is I'll process through this, get these 3 fields done, and I'll cut back in when it's all done. I'll give you a total on yield and also how much we've processed through the grain dryer. Right, so there we go, and that's all 3 fields now harvested. Processing is quite slow, it's still actually taking in that grain. So what I've been doing is dropping it into the silo. So let's just quickly drop this last little bit off. There's going to be some serious money from this. I think it's like £2,500 per 1,000 litres of dried grain. So when we turn all this over, it's definitely going to be worth it. It's just obviously sorting it out. So I will just let this dump and we'll have a look at the silo. Then we're going to have to add 30,000 on there because that's what's processing. I think there might be a little bit more than that though. So if we just have a quick look, I'm now at 245,815 litres in the silo. And we could probably even do some more because I'm sure I've got quite a lot of barley as well. I've got 22,000 litres of barley and 86,000 litres of oats, so we could dry that off if we wanted to. But this in here is a little bit loud, but you can see that it's full pretty much. And it's processed a tiny little bit. So definitely going to take some time, and I also think that this thing is just not, I don't know, it just doesn't work very well, in all honesty. Because it has got stuff in it, just sometimes doesn't tip in. I don't know. It's now picking it up, so I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. Probably going to be a pain to do though, in all fairness. May as well turn it off while it's processing through. So if we have a quick look, you can see that, yeah, 4,300 litres is what's processed. We're now full up again at 30,000, so definitely got some serious amount to do if we want to do it all, but I am intended on doing that because I think it's going to be worth it, even if it is a hell of a lot of work. We've even got 30,000 litres of rye if we wanted to do that. Who knows? I'll get through it, and I'll probably update the process in the next episode. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.